Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Blue-Eyed Ramblings, where I talk about, well, just about anything. So I was hoping to get my Come Ride With Me series, but unfortunately I ran into some technological issues and time constraints, and I just couldn't do it. So I am back here again to hopefully not bore you. That being said, I figured I'd jump into the first topic for today, and that's bees are fish. That's right. If you haven't heard, California has passed a ruling, a court ruling, so not a law, a court ruling, that states that bees, such as bumblebees, can be classified as endangered species if they are classified as a fish. So the problem is, or was, that fish and various other invertebrates didn't have a classification that they could be covered under as an endangered species, so they couldn't do it. And of course, rather than waiting for politicians, lawmakers, and all that stuff to go ahead and pass a bill, which of course would just have to be one page, but would end up being, 5,000 pages because they got to include all this other garbage in there, a court ruled that bees can be classified as fish, because fish are defined as mollusk, crustacean, invertebrate, amphibian, etc. And the invertebrate is where the bees can be classified under. So, in certain conditions, to protect a species of bee, they can now be classified as a fish. Pretty interesting, huh? I know it's not motorcycle related, but I found it pretty crazy that bees are now fish. Just crazy. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to a motorcycle topic, and that I wanted to cover is the importance of gear. Now, for many, you're nodding your head. Yep, gear is important. But some of you out there are probably shaking your heads like, oh no, not another one of you. I just want to say, you do you, okay? But I really want to cover the importance of gear, because gear does a lot more than prevent road rash, which is huge. I mean, as soon as you expose those nerve endings under your skin, that is painful. And just wait until you take a shower with exposed nerve endings. It is not pleasant. But as I said, gear does a lot more than protect road rash. Now, we're not going to discuss helmets, really, because you're wearing a helmet, right? If you go out without a helmet, it's basically suicide. Did you know it only takes 5 miles an hour to die without a helmet? That's because the head can only handle so much trauma. And without a helmet, as soon as your head hits the ground at 5 miles an hour, it could be all over. But again, we're not going to talk about helmets here. We're just talking about other gear. Gloves. Let's talk about the importance of gloves. And I'm not talking wearing your mechanic's gloves or those tan leather gloves. That they're useless. You actually need motorcycle gloves. And the reason being is the stitching on motorcycle gloves are actually designed to hold together under the stresses of sliding on asphalt, whereas gloves like mechanics gloves or those leather woodworking gloves, they're going to just shred. They're going to do nothing for you other than add a little protection and get embedded into your skin as it turns to ground beef. So you gotta wear gloves, and they need to be motorcycle gloves. And the reason why you want to wear gloves is the hand is the hardest place to graft skin to. So if you shred all your skin down to bone, they have to graft skin to replace what you no longer have. And they take it from other places of your body. The problem is the hand is such a crazy part of your body with all different muscles and textures and the way it works, that it will never be the same. You won't have the feeling you had, you won't have the movement you had. It's going to be completely different. And the other problem is, the first thing that hits the ground, guess what? It's going to be your hands. Could be your head, could be your arms, but usually your natural instinct is to stop your core body from taking the brunt of the impact. And you're going to stick your arms and hands out. So please wear gloves. Make sure they're motorcycle gloves. I'm not going to go into the advanced topics of this different styles of gloves, gauntlet gloves, or the different padding you can get and slide protection you can get. those are topics for another time, but just wear gloves. Jacket is important because not only does it protect road rash, it has armor within it. Your elbows, your shoulders, areas that are going to take a heavy impact and are a big problem if they actually get severely injured. If you shatter your elbow, you are going to be having trouble for a long time and going through many, many months of rehab. So your jacket has armor, and you want to make sure it's good quality armor. I mean, some of the armor these jackets come with is very basic. If you can find CE level 2 armor, get that. That has more impact resistance. The other thing your jacket probably has is a foam padding in the back. That's pretty much useless. It's just a foam pad. It's not even really CE1. It's just a foam pad. I mean, it's not going to do anything for your back. Go and get a good back protector. It can be one that slides in the jacket. It can be one that you strap onto your shoulders. Get a good CE level 2 back protector because you need to protect your spine. The spine controls everything in your body, from breathing to movement to talking, eating, drinking, all of it. You need to protect that. It is almost as important as protecting your brain. It's hard to say. I'm going to say it's just as important, because if your spine gets fractured and it stops you from breathing, well, you know how it goes. So get yourself a good spinal protector. Pants, the important thing there is your knee pads. And of course you want the abrasion resistance to prevent road rash, but the knee pads are going to protect another component that really bashes into things when you crash, and that's your knees. And when you crash your knee into things, you start breaking your kneecaps, you start ripping your ACL, you won't walk right again. So try and protect it a little bit. Wear the pants. And then of course you have boots. And boots like Timberlands, they are better than sneakers or flip-flops or sandals, but you should really get a motorcycle rated boots, as they are going to be designed with different toe guards. They will be designed to stop your ankle from snapping, and it's just overall better to wear motorcycle boots. It'll also most likely not have laces or some sort of lace protection. That way your laces don't come untied and get pulled into your chain. That does not end well. So, and that's another problem with sneakers. Your shoelace comes untied, next thing you know, you're missing a leg or foot. So wear your gear. Okay, so next topic is actually gloves, and I just wanted to bring this to your attention in case you haven't heard. Alpinestars has issued a recall on some of their GP Plus gloves that date from 2015. Most people are going to have them replaced by now, but in case you don't, they affect the batch number OA86990, and the model number is 3556513-12. If you're looking for the batch number, they're marked on a small tag that is located directly under the care tag and the cuff of the glove. And the reason why they are being recalled is because they are issuing high doses of chromium-6 to your skin. And chromium-6 is a irritating agent that will make your skin inflamed, cause rashes, itch, that kind of thing. The reason why this is happening is because a form of chromium called chromium-3 is used to tan the gloves. It's part of the leather process, and once that chromium-3 oxidizes, it can turn into chromium-6, and in this case, this particular batch, it's turning into too high of levels. So I just wanted to bring to your attention that there is a recall in these gloves, and to go ahead and, if you would have a set, to go ahead and check and reach out to your local Alpinestars retailer or Alpinestars themselves and figure out what to do to hopefully get free replacements, or at least a credit toward new gloves. And the fourth and final topic I wanted to cover today is somebody seriously needs to design and come out with street motorcycle gear for kids. So I like taking my daughter for rides, and I can't wait to take my son for rides too. My son is currently 4 years old. He cannot quite reach the rear pegs, so he is not going riding yet. But my daughter is 6 years old, and she rides with me now. And the problem is finding gear for her. So I do have a Nolan N100-5 helmet, just like mine, for her, which has pink and stuff on it. And that fits perfectly. Like, we found the right size for her, and it's perfect. So we're good in the helmet department. The problem is the rest of the gear. You can't find jackets. You can't find pants. I did find a couple off-name ones that were out of stock, so they didn't work anyway. What I ended up having to do for her was I ended up getting dirt bike gear. So dirt bike armor, vest, and which has the shoulder pads, the arm pads, the elbow pads, back pad, chest pad, and then I also got her dirt bike knee pads, which she wears under dirt bike pants, all of which aren't designed really for street impacts or slides. So I'm doing the best I can to protect her. I only take her on very short rides and on rides which have very low traffic. So I try to keep her as safe as possible, but it would be nice if a company would design and come out with this gear. I understand the issues with it is first of all, it's not a huge customer base. Not many people are taking their kids on their motorcycles. I understand that. A lot of people don't want to risk their children. Neither do I, but they really want to ride, and they love it. And you got to do things that your kids love. So she gets occasional short rides right now. And so I understand the market's smaller, and I understand that people don't usually want to spend the money on gear that they're going to have to replace in a very short time. I understand that as well. Design it to be adjustable. Design it so that, it fits 6 and 7 year olds, and then you can design 7 to 8 year olds. And just make it so that you can adjust the knee pads, adjust the elbow pads and stuff. Make it so you can shrink up the arms. It would be perfect. If I had a lick of fashion design or understanding of what it takes to make motorcycle safe gear, I would be doing this. I really would. And I really think it would sell. It wouldn't be, $1 billion idea, but it would definitely make money. So I really wish someone would do that. This is more of a kind of a rant or complaint more than anything. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. Why don't you let me know your thoughts? Do you take your kids for rides with you? And do you have the same trouble finding gear? And if you do, what have you decided to do to protect them? Or do you just give them a sweatshirt and jeans and hope for the best? So share your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear them. And thanks again for tuning in. Again, sorry that a week after another, I've got another Ramblings episode, and I was really hoping to be doing an actual riding vlog, going over some new gear and things, but that didn't happen. So hopefully next week. Thanks again for watching. Stay safe out there, keep 2 on the ground, and I will see you later.